Hi, so this video is about licks on each of the 5 caged chord shapes. So let's say we're thinking in terms of a blues. So I'm going to think in terms of dominant 7 chord, and I'm going to start with an A7 in the E-shaped bar chord. There's your E-shaped bar chord, there's your E7 shaped bar chord, and we're on the 5th fret to make it A7. Okay, so when you're using this E-shaped bar chord, whether it's E or E7, you can use notes from minor pentatonic or minor blues shape 1, or major blues or major pentatonic shape 1. So hopefully you're familiar with those shapes. If not, it's all over the internet. Just look for minor pentatonic shape 1 or major pentatonic shape 1. And why use those shapes over this chord shape? Well, because this chord shape, all the notes in this chord shape, all those notes are contained within shape 1 of the minor pentatonic and shape 2 of the major pentatonic, pretty much all the notes, yeah? So that voicing of that chord comes out of those shapes of pentatonic shape 1, major and minor. It doesn't come out of pentatonic shape 4, for example, yeah? Okay, so very typical licks that people use, typical because they're easy to get to. Let's do that one. Now, that's obviously a major sounding lick, and it's using notes from the major pentatonic, yeah? And major pentatonic shape 1, we got, and of course you can do your chord with your thumb over the top, and then it's easier, if you can get used to the thumb over the top, it's easier to then add these embellishments, yeah? But I'm going from whichever shape you use. The lick is a little double stop, so that's the B string and the top E string, both fretted by the first finger at the 5th fret, and then I'm hammering on B string 7th fret, plucking both the B and top E string, and then taking off my finger from the 7th fret, and then just back to 5th fret on both strings. Then I'm getting the 7th fret of the D string, then I'm moving my bar from the top 2 strings to the B and G string, 5th fret, and pluck, and then immediately hammer on the G string from 5th to 6th fret, which is going from the minor 3rd to the major 3rd of the chord, which sounds bluesy, which always sounds bluesy, because there you're combining the minor pentatonic with its minor 3rd and the major pentatonic with its major 3rd. Okay. So that's a major lick. Let's just do a quick minor lick. Yeah, let's just do that. So a voicing, a typical E-shaped bar chord voicing is just 3 fingers, but also the little finger going to the B string, 1 fret up from your 3rd finger. Yeah, that's the flat 7. So we're doing that voicing. In this case, 8th fret B string, pulling off to 5th fret, and then I'm getting the 7th fret of the G string, and then I'm ending on the 5th fret of the top E string. And you can end on any other note you want. There I was going to the 5th fret of the G string and bending up because that's a minor 3rd, bending up to the 6th fret of the G string to give the major third. And then you could add to that by going back to the root down there, or the root up there, or another note, that was the 5th of the chord, and then I resolve to the root, or you could just not resolve to the root, and there I resolve, finish my phrase on the flat 7. Okay, so that's a major and a minor lick for the E-shaped bar chord. So using the CAGED system, the word CAGED is a mnemonic memory device, so to help you know how the chord shapes link to each other across the fretboard. So I've just done shape E, the E shape, so the next letter in the word CAGED is D, and so the D shape is, and they interconnect, they dovetail, right? So there's my connection. 7th fret of the D string is the root. That would be the major shape, the D major shape, and that would be the D7 shape. So over the E-shaped bar chord, we had minor pentatonic shape 1, which fitted over it. So when we go up to this shape, the D shape, well, we're right next to minor pentatonic shape 1, so what comes next to minor pentatonic shape 1 is minor pentatonic shape 2. So the shape that fits over the D7 is minor pentatonic shape 2. And where does it start? Well, of course, on the highest notes of the strings from our previous shape, shape 1. So we had 5, 8, 5, 7, 5, 7, 5, 7, 5, 8, 5, 8. So this is going to start on fret 8. And there's going to be 8, 7, 7, 7, 8, 8. That's going to be the bottom notes on each string for shape 2. And the full shape, 8, 10, 7, 10, 7, 10, 7, 9, 8, 10, 8, 10. So that's minor pentatonic shape 1, okay? And you might have noticed that it's the same shape as major pentatonic. That's minor pentatonic shape 2. It's confusing, isn't it? So that's minor pentatonic shape 2, which is the same shape as major pentatonic shape 1, okay? Because major and minor pentatonic are the same notes, just starting from a different one. So for example, if I got shape 1, A minor pentatonic, well, I start on the A note. And then I get that series of intervals. Minor third, tone, tone, minor third, tone. But for those same notes, if I start on this note, 8th fret of the low E string, so instead of starting on the note A, I start on the note C, I get this sound. They're the same notes, it's just the interval structure, the chain of intervals has changed, and instead of minor third, tone, tone, flat third, tone, I've now got tone is the first interval, tone, then a minor third, then a tone, and then a minor third. Okay, so I hope that makes sense, but basically the same notes give you both the minor and the major sound if you start on a different note. So if I'm taking shape 1 minor pentatonic, if I start on the A note and hear all the other notes in relation to the A, it sounds minor. But if all the other notes, no matter which one you start on actually, but if all the other notes are heard in relation to the note C, then they're going to sound like a major scale, a major pentatonic scale. Yeah. So if the bass was playing A, all those notes would sound like a minor pentatonic, and if the bass was playing C, all those notes would sound like a major scale. Yeah. So either minor or major pentatonic. So getting back to our shape. we got our D7 shape, and it's minor pentatonic shape 2 that fits over it. So I'm going to look for notes that are both in the chord shape and in minor pentatonic shape 2. And there, that one. 7th fret of the D string is in this chord shape, and it's in minor pentatonic shape 2. So my lick is going to be, which is fret 7, fret 10 of the D string, then G string, 7th fret, look at the dot, 3, 5, 7, 7th fret, hammer on and pull off to 8th fret, back to 7th fret, then 10th fret of the D string, and then I'm getting the B string on the 8th fret, but then immediately, as soon as I go to the 8th fret, I pluck it and slide up to the 10th fret, which is all within shape 2 minor pentatonic. Well, except that note, which is the blues, the flat 5, the blue note, yeah. And that's your springboard. And you can add to that. I just added the 8th fret top E string, which is flat 3rd in relation to the. Yeah, that's in relation to the chord. So it's going from flat 3rd to the major 3rd, which again is that bluesy thing. So yeah, so you can add to it, yeah. But that's a minor lick, and then for a major lick, well, that was shape 1, major pentatonic. So shape 2, major pentatonic, is going to be like shape 3, minor pentatonic. If you're really new to all this, I would say learn the shapes as shape 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, minor pentatonic, and then maybe just think of them as that, and just link them to whatever chord shape you're doing. That might be a simpler way than thinking, oh god, shape 2 major and then shape 1 minor, etc. But that was shape 1 major, and so shape 2 major is going to dovetail into it. So the lowest notes of shape 2 are going to be the highest notes of shape 1. So you can see the highest notes of shape 1 are going on that 7th fret, and that's where I'm going to start my shape 2 major. Yeah, and so that's fret 7, 9, 7, 9, 7, 9, 6, 9, 7, 10, 7, 9. And then I'm going to see which notes from the chord shape correspond with the scale shape. And the root obviously does, and we got the 5th in there, that obviously does as well, because the root and 5th of the chord are going to be in both your minor scale shape and your major scale shape. And then we got that flat 7, which is in the minor pentatonic shape, but now we're looking for a major pentatonic lick. So let's take that major 3rd. There. So 9th fret of the top E string, and I'm going to hammer up into it from the 7th fret, then back to the 7th fret, top E string, and then I'm going to go to the 10th fret of the B string, back to the 7th fret, top E string, and then I'm going to catch that 7th fret of the B string by doing this rolling thing of when I fret the top E string here, I'm going to fret it with the fingerprint part of my finger, not the fingertip, but the fingerprint part. So then I can roll onto the B string with my fingertip. So when I get to that note, I'm essentially kind of doing a double stop, yeah, a little bar of the E string and B string, and even if I haven't quite barred the B string, I'm going to roll onto it. And then I'm going to finish with the 10th fret of the B string. Okay, so we had E shape, D shape. So we got to the end of our word caged, C-A-G-E-D. So then we go back to the beginning of the word caged. So it's the letter C. So now we should be looking for the C shape. So we want the chord A in the C shape, which is here. Okay, and I'm going to make it a dominant 7. So instead of root, 3rd, 5th, root, root, 3rd, flat 7, root. Now, we were just on, let's go back to the minor pentatonic. So we had minor pentatonic shape 1, shape 2 minor pentatonic. Now we got shape 3 minor pentatonic. Which is the same as shape 2 major pentatonic. Okay. Okay, so minor pentatonic shape 3, 10, 12, 10, 12, 10, 12, 9, 12, 10, 13, 10, 12. Okay, so again, let's take notes from the chord. Notes that overlap with the actual, with the scale shape. So for instance that one doesn't on the 12th fret of the D string because the chord shape is 11th fret of the D string. So obviously the root note does. And there's the root again. The major third doesn't correspond with the minor pentatonic, but the flat 7 does, so let's use the flat 7 as our starting point, and then we use the scale shape to get a lick. Let's do that one. Okay, so I'm starting on 12th fret of the G string, going to 9th fret of the G string, 12th fret of the D string, and then I've got 10th fret of the D string, so 12th fret, 10th fret, but I'm going to put a bend on it, either a micro bend, that is just suggesting a note, a semitone above, but not quite getting there, or I'm going to fully bend up a semitone, because what I'm doing is, by doing that, I'm getting to that major third of the chord, yeah? So it's going to sound good because I'm actually bending to a chord tone. And then I'm ending on the root. And then I could end on the root an octave above. And again, I don't have to bend, I could hammer on or slide, yeah? So that's 10th and 11th fret on the D string. So that's my minor pentatonic lick. And now my major pentatonic lick, well, we had shape 1, major pentatonic, shape 2, major pentatonic, shape 3, major pentatonic, actually easier to see in this instance if I use, instead of the A7, I'm just going to use a simple A, yeah, which you can do. You can substitute the dominant 7 with a with a simple major triad, because a dominant 7 chord is the major triad plus a minor third on top of it. So very typical move in this shape, this C shape. Very typical sort of major pentatonic lick. So what I'm doing, there's my shape, my C shape, and the first 2 notes of my lick, I keep fingers 1 and 2 where they are. Yeah. So first finger is 9th fret of the G string. Second finger is 10th fret of the B string, and then I hammer on, so it's a double stop, that is playing 2 notes at a time, and I hammer on the oh god, I'm going to get a phone call soon. Okay, I better speed this up. So I hammer on the G string from the 9th fret to the 11th fret, and then I release, and then I go back to the root. Or, yeah, I do that on the G and the B string, what I just said. Then I do a double stop, also a little half bar on the D and the G string, 9th fret, and pluck both of them, hammer onto the D string, 11th fret. And then take off the 3rd finger that I'm hammering with, play the half bar again, and then the root. And that sound is a hammer on and pull off. Okay, let's see if I can get this done. Now, so that was the C shape. So what comes after the C in the word caged? The letter A. So now we're onto an A shape. So here's our A shape. Now our minor pentatonic, shape 4. 12, 15, 12, 15, 12, 14, 12, 14, 13, 15, 12, 15. So which of the notes correspond? Not the major third, but the root, 5th, and flat 7. So let me just go from the 5th. I'm going to slide into it. So I've got my flat 5 to 5, so I'm sliding on the D string from the 13th to the 14th fret. Then I'm going to G string, 12th fret, 14th fret, B string, 13th fret with a slight micro bend on it to suggest the major third, and then back to G string, 14th fret. And for a major lick, so we want shape 4 major, yeah, which is, yeah, mainly starting at the 12th fret. 12, 14, 12, 14, 11, 14, 11, 14, 12, 14, 12, 14. And I'm going to do a double stop on the top 2 strings. So that is barring the top 2 strings, 12th fret, hammering on the B string, 14th fret, G string, 14th fret, and then G string, 11th fret, and D string, 14th fret. Okay. Last shape, the G shape, because we got to the A letter, and the next letter in the word caged is after A, C, A, G. So our G shape is this. If we're doing the dominant 7, so a minor lick, shape 5 of the minor is shape 4 of the major, and we're starting on fret 15, so 15, 17, 15, 17, 14, 17, 14, 17, 15, 17, 15, 17. Let's do that. I'm starting from the Yeah, from the flat 7, 15th fret of the top E string. So I'm going 15th fret top E string, 17th fret B string, then 15th fret B string, and immediately hammer on to 16th fret, which is the blue note, flat 5, then back to 15th fret, B string, and then G string, 17th fret, and I can put a little micro bend on there, again because that's a flat 3rd, suggesting the major 3rd. And then resolving on the root there, 14th fret of the G string. So that's a minor lick. Our major lick, it's fret. Oh, I've got to actually stop the video. I'm sorry.